ladies open, and they're off. Fairy Mix, Cousin Pascal, Royal Chant and Ryan's Fancy, the first four to leave the starting area as they come towards the first of the scheduled 20 fences. Watching at the back of the field, William of Orange get over it, and the 9 strong field are away safely enough as they go towards the second fence in the far side. Fairy Mix out-jumped there by Royal Chant along the outside. Royal Chant's moving through to dispute it with Fairy Mix, and Cousin Pascal, the race favourite, just in behind the leading pair. Out slightly wider than to find the blue and white coloured jacket of Thomas Leby. Thomas Leby's been followed through then towards the outside by Leby. At the back of the field, just a little bit novice, he fixed the cap over that first 4 fences in the far side. Fixed the cap, the grey and the black jacket, very novice and rather clumsy over the first 4. So heading out of the far side, they're swinging left-handed. There's still about 2.5 miles left to cover, and it's Fairy Mix and Thomas Leby from Royal Chant, Cousin Pascal. Towards the inside, between the waters, is beginning to get a little bit closer as they run towards the first of the 2 fences taken before the winning post in the straight. Fairy Mix jumping up quite nicely, still at the back of the field. Not very good jumps coming from Fix the Cap. A reminder that was issued after jumping fence number 5. Heading towards the 6th before going out on their final full 2 circuits of the track, and Royal Chant, Fairy Mix and Thomas Leby jumping up nicely towards the inside there was Between the Waters, into about a share of 4th on passing the winning post with still 2 full circuits of the track to cover. Royal Chant, Fairy Mix, Between the Waters, Cousin Pascal, and then the grey Leby coming there towards the outside as they jump the ditch for the first time. William of Orange was a little bit clumsy over it, and still Fix the Cap at the back of the field is the overall back marker. Beginning to swing left-handed off into the far side, and beginning to run now towards their final 2 miles or so. Fairy Mix still leading the way narrowly from Royal Chant up along the inside. Thomas Leby wider on the course from Leby, Between the Waters, Cousin Pascal buried away in the middle of the field. Now Ryan's Fancies towards the back third of the field with William of Orange, and still Fix the Cap at the back of the field. First of the fences on the far side, and losing there Between the Waters. William of Orange has gone. William of Orange has gone at the first fence in the far side. William of Orange at the first fence in the far side, casualty. The rest of the field that remain, the 8 of them over their second in the far side. So we've lost William of Orange from the race, and now they're heading towards the 3rd fence over in the far side. Still at the back of the field is Fix the Cap, just looking towards the landing side of the first in the back straight. The jockey's still down from William of Orange, jumping the final one in the far side, and still Fix the Cap was rather clumsy again out over it, and the leading 7 are now just pressing on. Fix Leby, Thomas Leby leading the way from Royal Chant, just looking, they're going to bypass the first of the fences in the far side. I'm imagining, the dolls are going in on the first fence in the far side, so they'll not be jumping that one on this circuit. Thomas Leby jumping nicely from Cousin Pascal. Leby out slightly wider for Royal Chant. Ryan's Fancy still just in behind them as they run towards the fence in the straight 13, the final one on this circuit. They've still got over a full circuit of the track left to cover, and it's Thomas Leby jumping up nicely from Royal Chant. Leby slightly wide. Cousin Pascal saving ground on the inside along with Between the Waters. That's the first 5, Fairy Mix, and then Ryan's Fancy still continuing this Fix the Cap at the rear of the field. Heading towards the open ditch for the final time, the one going away from us here in the enclosures, and they're jumping to varying degrees of fluency, but they're all over it safely enough. Ryan's Fancy was the one that dragged his hind legs through the open ditch on that occasion. Leby is now beginning to press on from Thomas Leby. Thomas Leby in second, and then a 3 or 4 length break to find Royal Chant. Then about a length to find Cousin Pascal, Between the Waters, Fairy Mix, Ryan's Fancy, and the grey Fix the Cap still at the back of the field. Bypassing the first on the far side, they're now running towards their final half mile or so, and it's Leby that leads the way by a couple of lengths from Thomas Leby. Outside running a big race to this point, Thomas Leby coming towards towards what's now the first on the far side. Royal Chant in third, and then Cousin Pascal between the waters, Ryan's Fancy, Fairy Mix, and Fix the Cap. Heading towards the fence that will be taken as 4 Outland, and Cellavi leading the way narrowly from Royal Chant. Cellavi is down, Cellavi down, hampered Thomas LeBay when running a big race. We lost Cellavi at 4 from home, leaves Royal Chant in front from Cousin Pascal, who's seemingly travelling quite nicely. Thomas LeBay is beginning to drop backwards after being hindered by the faller at the previous fence. Ryan's Fancy's plugging on, but only into a remote 4th or 5th. They're beginning now to make the turn left-handed out of the far side, and beginning now to run back towards their final 2.5 furlongs. It's hard work for Royal Chant at the head of affairs, and now Cousin Pascal skips around on the inside, travelling quite nicely. Ryan's Fancy staying on, along with Between the Waters. They're running towards the fence that they'll take as 2 out. 1/4 mile to travel, and Cousin Pascal's in front by a couple of lengths from Royal Chant. Ryan's Fancy seemingly making no impression back in third, and then Between the Waters, they're running up the hill towards the final fence, and it's still Cousin Pascal in front by the best part of 5 or 6 lengths. Cousin Pascal over the last with a 10 to 12 length advantage, and is going to go on to win this at the Hagues Farm Shop Ladies Open race in very nice style. Cousin Pascal goes on to win very nicely. Royal Chant through for second. Ryan's Fancy stayed on well to finish third. Between the Waters 4, Fairy Mix 5, narrowly, and then towards the outside, Fix the Cap in 6th, and Thomas LeBay got round in 7th.